We're here with breaking news. Today, March 25th, 1911, in Manhattan, New York, a fire has broken out at the Triangle Shirtwaist Company. Over 100 people have been killed, and workers and crew are fighting to extinguish the fire. The Triangle Shirtwaist Company, owned by Max Blank and Isaac Harris, resides on the top 3 levels of the Ash Building, located on Green Street and Washington Place. Now, here's Martha Vanderbilt reporting about a little history of the Triangle Shirtwaist Company. Martha, you're on.
Oh, okay. The Triangle Shirtwaist Company has had a record of factory problems. The industry and city government ensured that no useful precautions were taken to prevent fires at the Triangle Shirtwaist Company. Blank and Harris were known for factory fires, with having caused 4 in the previous 9 years. Blank and Harris refused to install sprinklers and torched the workplace before work hours in order to collect on insurance policies they had purchased regarding large fires. This fire, though, by far has been the most tragic and caused the most death. It has yet to be extinguished and continues to spread. Here's Bessie Winslow again with a closer look into the fire.
Somebody call 911. Shawty fire burning on the dance floor. Whoa. What's up, squad?
Many cries for help are heard throughout the streets. See?
Across the country, at the local and state levels, factory inspection laws were implemented, protecting workers from fire hazards and dangerous working conditions. Health and safety standards improved sanitation, lighting, and workplace safety. Labor unions grew considerably during the early 20th century, particularly the American Federation of Labor. The Women's Trade Union League, formed in 1903, paired middle-class female reformers with immigrant laborers to improve factory and working conditions. The International Ladies Garment Workers Union grew stronger after the Triangle Shirtwaist incident. Victims and families of work-related injuries and deaths were rarely compensated. In an effort to ease the financial hardships caused by on-the-job industrial accidents, workmen's compensation laws were enacted to protect workers and their families.
80 years later.
Today, 80 years after the Triangle Shirtwaist factory fire, I am here with survivor Ethel Ellswood as she explains her life-threatening experience in Manhattan. So tell me, Ethel, what was running through your head as the fire began? Could you describe for us your personal experience?
Well, at the factory, it was mostly teenage girls, including myself, but most of them could not speak any English. We worked 12 hours a day, every day, and management would lock all the exits so we could not take any breaks. There were four elevators, but only one of them really worked. So when the fire began, we all had to squeeze in that one tiny elevator. There were 2 sets of stairs, but both were locked, so nobody could take those to get out. And the fire escape was so small, there was no way all of us in there could have gotten out in time if we took it.
So, Ethel, how did you escape? How many people got out with you?
Well, I was lucky enough to have been sitting by the door, so with all the commotion, I was able to make it out before everyone else. Once we got out the door, we clicked the elevator button, but it took way too long to come, so the only option was to jump out the window. My friend Patrice and I held hands and said our goodbyes, but as soon as we were about to jump, the elevator door opened, thank heavens! So we ran and got in. There were about 20 people squeezed in that teeny tiny little elevator. It felt like years until we finally got to the bottom floor.
Oh my goodness! That's quite the frightening turn of events. Well, obviously this was a very miserable and horrific experience for you. However, do you think anything positive can be taken away from this experience?
Definitely. The Triangle Shirtwaist fire, despite its tragedy, proved to be beneficial for American workplaces for generations by inspiring labor unions, prompting better working conditions, and enforcing safety regulations and fire codes.
All right, my grandma was part of the International Ladies Garment Workers Union of 1920. The union was one of the first to sponsor better working conditions for women.
Exactly. Some of these conditions included increased wages, reduced hours, restrictions for minors working in factories, and more stable working environments.
All right, that's all the time we have with Ethel today. Thank you so much for coming out and sharing your story with us. We greatly appreciate it. Now for some insight from our fire safety expert, Bo.
Thanks, Bo. I'll take it from here. In addition, buildings are now required to have enclosed staircases, proper lighting, and overhead sprinklers. Dangerous machinery is regulated, and indoor smoking is now prohibited. Buildings are properly equipped to handle emergencies.